Hi guys, welcome to another video. We're going to be talking about the Akai MPC 1 once again. This is going to be more an advanced video. And I'll warn you right now, if you're brand new to the Akai MPC 1, this is not the video for you. I'll link down below a beginner's video which has over 30,000 views on it. It was pretty popular. And that will teach you how to use the basics of this software. We built one sequence in that tutorial. So I assume you know this stuff. We're going to build 5 sequences and create the song Pride and Joy, which is a Stevie Ray Vaughn song. I'm not going to do it the quickest way though. I'm going to do it a little bit different, as you'll see, so I can highlight a feature you may not know about in the Akai MPC 1, and that's the bounce function. And some of you are going, bounce function? There's no bounce function. Well, there is a bounce function. It's not labeled that. It's labeled events. But with the events button, you can basically bounce a track from sequence A into any track you want in sequence B or sequence C or sequence D. So that's a bounce function. Or you can bounce it you can bounce it wherever. So very powerful, and I'll demonstrate that, and that's the way we're going to build this. Now the 5 sequences will be bass and drums, and that's it. There will be a timestamp area down below too, so you can jump around the video. Finally, once we build the 5 sequences, I'm going to teach you how to string them together and make a song from those 5 sequences, because that's what the goal of this is, right? We're going to use something called the song mode, or the song area, to create songs. And I'll show you the way the instruction manual tells you to do it, and I'll show you a shortcut, what makes it really easy. But I'll also show you 2 major pitfalls that will completely screw up the song and drive you crazy. I learned the hard way. And the impetus for this video was, I had a gig about 4 weeks ago now, and we lost our drummer the week before, and so I had to create all the drum tracks and all the songs in the Akai MPC 1, and therefore I had to learn the song mode, the song area. So I know that pretty well. Okay, great. So off we go. So let's power up the MPC 1. Okay, great. And here's the standard kind of startup screen. It's very handy. It remembers the projects you've done before. And let's select an empty project. By the way, when I updated firmware one time, that screen disappeared. How do you get that screen back if you don't have it and you just popped up automatically to this blank program? If you go into Preferences, which you can go to Menu and hit Preferences, go down to Project Defaults, and it lives right up here. So for whatever reason, one time when I updated a version, it was set to this, and I just didn't get that cool little pop, that little start screen. And so you can go back to the full. For me, it's important that it remembers the recent ones, and that saves you time. Okay, great. How do we get back to home base? Home base is always main. Okay, let me interrupt and put a little bit better explanation of what we're doing here. I watched it back, and I thought, I could explain a little bit better where we're going with this video. So the first thing you need to understand, Pride and Joy is a 12-bar blues. The 5 sequences that we're all going to build, they all have the same skeleton, the same base. There's little modifications here and there, but overall they're all a 12-bar blues, a non-quick change. I'll flash something up on the screen right now and show you what that looks like. So what we're going to do to build these 5 sequences, we're going to build the 1, the 4, and the 5 sequences first. And then I'm going to use the 1, 4, and the 5 sequences to piece together each main sequence. Okay, so that's what we're going to do first. We're going to build the 1. And when I say the 1, I assume you know what that means. Blues is built on a 1, 4, 5 chord progression. So in a musical scale, it's the 1 chord, then the 4 chord, then the 5 chord. And specifically, they're arranged as you see up on the screen. So for example, if you're a guitarist or a keyboard player, in a real simple basis, you could just play a 1 chord over the first 4 bars. And then for bar 5 and 6, you would go to the 4 chord. And then for 7 and 8, you would go back to the 1 chord for 2 bars, and then the 9th and 10th bar, you'd go the 5 chord, then the 4 chord, and then the 11th and the 12th is the turnaround. That's just the 1 chord again. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to build the 1, 4, and the 5 first. We're going to have to make those sequences as well. So really we're building 9 sequences in this video. But we're going to take the 1, 4, and the 5 sequence, and then I'm going to show you that bounce function where we can bounce tracks from the 1, 4, and 5 into the main riff, and into the solo riff, and into the intro, and into the last kind of out riff. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. All right, back to the video. All right, so let's start building these. So the very first one, we're just going to call the 1. Okay, we're going to make them 2 bars, which is already set. I'm going to just go at 70 beats a minute so I can easily make these parts. And it's important to always do this. So drums will always be track 1. And then bass will always be track 2. Now we need to go, because those aren't going to do any good, right? There's no drums here. So we need to attach a program to make the drums work. So if we go to program, remember there's 3 places you can look for programs, either in the square, the plug, or the keyboard. There's none in any of these because I haven't loaded a program yet. So let's load one. How do we load a program? Go to Browse, and maybe you'll be on Places, or who knows where you'll be. But go to Content, and then Drums. And this, we all have this. This is built into the Akai MPC one. You don't have to download these, but I like this Fat Kit right there. So Acoustic Kit, Fat Kit, click Load. Go back to home base, and nothing happens because now we have to go find it. And there it is. And now if you're over here, you won't see it. So you have to check these 3 places, and there it is. So now we have it. Okay, there's the kick. Great. Let me actually turn that up just a little bit. Okay, and so let's go do our bass. Now you'll remember my first video, the Akai basses, I couldn't find one that I liked. I looked online and I had to buy one. I made a rough little video on how to go to this website. Maybe I'll flash the website up right now. And you just buy it. It's like $29. You have it forever. They keep it on their website because I lost it. I had to go back and just download it. But you download it and you put it on your SD card into a folder. I can't remember the folder, but it's so simple. You just throw it in there and that's it. And it shows up under the keyboard section when you load it. So I have mine loaded in here right now. So let's go find it. Let's go to Browse. And it's under Expansions. And there it is right there. Electric Bass. And just the very first one works fine. This Astro Bass Clean. Load it up. And we're all set. All right. Let's go back to home base. It's not there yet. So it should be right here. There it is. Great. Now, if a Akai representative watches this, guys, you really need to be able to lock these together because it's so easy to accidentally turn this. And now if you try to lay something down, the bass will be a disaster. These have to be locked together, and it's really easy to mess things up. So we'll have to keep checking that constantly. All right, so let's lay down the bass line first. The first thing that we have to do is set timing correct. Okay, so you want to go as low as possible. So I'm not going to use any 16th notes yet. So 1/8 will be perfect. But this is a blues. It's a Texas shuffle. So it has to be a triplet. So set that up, and if you make little mistakes, it'll correct them. All right, so let's lay down the bass part. So always use overdub. If you use record, it'll erase whatever you've done. If you use overdub, it's like recording with a layer. So you record this layer. stop it, hit overdub again, you record the next layer, stop it, hit overdub again, you record the next layer. Oh, I messed that up. Hit the undo button and it erases that layer without erasing the entire thing. So overdub is important. So here we go. Now remember where the bass lives. I could play it here, but I won't. It's much better to go to notes. All right, so these are the notes. And now Pride and Joy is in the key of E flat, but we're going to create it in the key of E. So there's the key right there. And I could make it in E flat, but our band plays in standard tuning. So if I make it in E, it doesn't work. It's too low for it. And that's too, I guess it would work there. No, it just doesn't work. So I work this out, and it's best to do it in the key of A. And that puts the E chord here. And that's actually too deep as well. So we need to change the octave. Okay, so this new, and I just downloaded this firmware, so I'm a little shaky with it still. There used to be an octave button here, and it's gone. So how do I get that to that pitch? You just turn the wheel, and if you turn it completely around, that's annoying. I don't know why they did that. That's just a pain in the rear. God, Akai, I swear. So that's the new way to adjust octaves. You have to turn the wheel more. So anyway, that's what we want. And that's the bass line. So I'm going to do that for 2 bars. Important too, AKA bar and measure are the same. I'll switch between those, but they mean the same thing. It's 4 quarter notes. This is 4/4 timing. All right, let's record this. Enough talking. So we got overdub. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. Okay, great. Now it's a good idea to go check it just to make sure it works. Check all 2 bars. Great. That's it. So let's add the drums in there now. Go into drums. Check to make sure these are linked. They're still good. Okay. Now this is a Texas blues shuffle. There's YouTube videos on how to make this. So I'm going to assume I'm not teaching you how to make a shuffle here. I'm going to do it fairly fast because I don't want this video to be too long. So let's make it. Let's start it up. So the snare rhythm goes tit tit kang, tit tit kang, tit tit kang, where you're using the tip of your stick and then the neck of your stick to make like a rim shot. So the rim shots are on the 2 and the 4, and they're going to be pretty loud. So I'm going to use this. Remember this button? That way, when I hit this pad, it doesn't matter how hard I hit the pad, it's going to be the same power. Okay, here we go. Great. Okay. The cymbal pattern is the same as the snare pattern. So you hit with the neck of the stick, you hit the snare or the cymbal, and it makes a louder noise. So I'm going to put that. That's on the 2 and the 4 as well. Okay, so we got those 2 in there. Now the kick drum is a little different for the solo versus the lyrics. The lyrics, it's on the 1 and the 2. For the solos, it's 4 to the floor. It's on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just for simplicity, I'm going to just put it 4 to the floor on all these. Okay, so let's do that on every quarter note. 1, 3, 4. Okay. Let's stop it. So great. Now I don't want to go any further because these parts are a little bit more delicate, and if I mess them up, there's no way to erase them. So now I'm going to add the new layer of the little more subtle things, and if I mess them up, I can hit the undo. So let's record again, and we're going to do the tit tit kang, tit tit kang, and this is going to be softer, so I'm going to take off the full level. Tit tit kang. Great. Cymbals the same thing. Tit, tit, kang. Great. Let's save that. There's a little ghost note that goes tit, 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 kang, tit, 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 kang, tit, 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 kang. So we're going to do that. But only on the snare, and if I mess that up, we'll be able to undo it. So let's put a new layer. 3, 4. I think I got it. Okay, another thing I want to do, I wanted that crash of the cymbal might be a little strong, so let's go to the pad mix. Hold the salmon button down. Remember, if I hold the shift button down, it activates the salmon, or the buttons will behave according to the salmon label. So that was right there, number 14. I think we can turn that down, and I'm going to do that because we're going to be copying this drum track a lot, so I want to fix it now so I don't have to fix it later. Let's listen to it. Don't have to record anything here. So if I hit the mute button, not too bad, is it? Might bring it down just so we could turn it off like that. Might bring it down just a hair. Okay, I like that better. Okay, great. I don't have to do anything. It's automatically saved in there. Don't have to do anything. Go back to home base. Okay, we're done with the 1. All right, what's next? Let's do the 4 chord. So we're going to do the same thing. Okay. 4. Do it. Drums. Always drums. Do it. It's hooked up for us. Great. Track 2 is always bass. Okay. Now, see, this would mess us up. It didn't link these two together, so we're going to have to go find it, and it's under the keyboard, and there we go. Okay, great. That's it. So let's lay it down. It's automatically 2. It's looping 2. This loop function is important too. We'll get to that. We're ready. Let's lay down the bass. So here we go. Let's go to the notes to play it. So let me warm up. There's the 1. The 1 goes down, the 2 goes up. Okay, I'm ready. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Great. Also make sure full blast is on here. Right, I want these bass notes nice and solid. Remember, with full on, there's no velocity control. It's all full power. There's a half option too as well. Okay, great. Let's go back to main. Just check it to make sure. Great. All right, let's go steal a drum part. So we're working on the 4. Now this is important. We're going to steal a drum part. We have to be working on the drum part. So now let's go steal one. Steal this drum part without building it. If you put it on bass, and you steal a drum part, it's not going to work. Okay, so drums. Hit the button. We're going to go here to events. This should say bounce tracks. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to copy a tract, not the entire sequence. We're just going to copy part of it. We're just going to copy the drum track. So let's hit events. And let's go to, we're going to steal it. The only place we have drums is the 1. We're going to steal it from the drums. We're going to do bar 1. What are we going to copy? Bar 1. And this is weird. So it'd be nice, you'd think you would say, okay, bar 1 to bar 2. But the way this reads is bar 1 up into bar 2, but not including bar 2. I know it's confusing. So 3 is the correct answer there. So that's going to copy our 2 bars. Where are we going to insert them? We're going to insert them into sequence 4. Make sure this doesn't say bass. We're going to have to turn that to drums. And we're going to insert them into bar 1. Just 1 copy. Now we're copying two bars, and that's all we need. If I wanted 4, then I could hit that, and it would copy 2 bars and then copy it again, making 4 bars. But that's not what we want to do. Okay? It's best to hit replace. If there's any garbage floating around on that track, it'll wipe it right out. You could use the merge function to blend it together, but that's not what we're doing. So replace should work. Okay? If you mess something up, remember you have to go to the drum track. That's the one we're working on. Great. Okay, great. Now let's go do the 5 the same way. So let's name it the 5. Let's set up the tracks the same, drums. Great, those are connected. Great, let's go to bass, set up the bass. Oops. Okay, is that good? Is that correct? No, that's not correct. We want the bass program that lives over on the keyboard thing there. And there we go. Okay, great, we're set. So let's do the bass first. Okay, bass of the 5. We're going to do, really we just need to do 1 bar. The 5 is only 1, so there's no sense of making that 2. So we're going to do 1 bar. Another cool thing on this that they updated, you can control the bars by just turning this wheel. You don't have to go in and insert measures anymore. So 1 bar. Everything's great. Timing correct is fine. Here we go. Let's go over to notes. So the 5 chord, let's see, that's going to be part of the pre-turnaround. So that's going to go. Okay. Simple as that. Let's do it. Make sure we're on full power. 3, 4. Pretty simple. Let's go check it just to make sure. Okay, not super clean, but that's good enough for this project. Okay, let's go to the drums and put the drums in. Don't forget to just don't jump to the bounce feature. You have to put this on drums to make this work. Now let's go put some drums in. Okay, we're going to vents. We're going to steal them again from the 1. Make sure that's on drums. We're going to steal just 1 bar this time. So we're going to copy 1 bar up into, but not including bar 2. So that's 1. If I do that, nothing will be copied. That's 0 bars. Okay, so that's 1 bar. Where are we going to put it? In bar 1, we just want 1 copy. We're drums, drums, drums. Everything's good. Hit replace. Should work. Great. We got the 5 done. Okay, now all we need is the turnaround, so let's go do that. Let's see. Oops, back up. So that'll be on the 4th sequence. Turnaround. Just going to call it I'll just call it TA. Do it. So here's the turnaround. Now, remember, now look at your map. Remember, the turnaround is the 11th and the 12th bar. So again, it's important to build this little map because I'm very familiar with, I'm a blues guitar player, and I'm very familiar with it. It's, even for me, it's good to have a map and have the chords and the measures mapped out. Okay, so let's set it up just like before. Drums. Great. These are linked. Great. Bass. Track 2 is always the bass. Great. That's not right. Where is it? There it is, the Astro bass. Great. So let's lay down the bass part. So it's 2 measures long. Great, that's correct. All right, let's lay it down. So let's go to notes. Here we go. Let me practice. So the turnaround's easy. It's just the 1. Let's say it goes dun, 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 dun. It's actually a walk up. Or it can go. That would be the final verse, but okay, so that's the pattern. That's kind of high, don't you think? So I would hit the octave button here, so I guess the new way to do that, I guess I turn it down this way. Yep. What a pain. Why would they do that? Okay, there it is. Let's lay it down. 2, 3, 4. Great. Let's check it just to make sure. Go back to home base. Great. Now let's lay the drum. Remember, you have to train. Even though we're going to steal the drum part, you still have to have the drum track loaded up. When we bounce the track, it will not override this. So you have to set it up here. It'll mess you up if you don't set it up here. Okay. Now let's go get the drum part. So let's go to events. We've been stealing from sequence 1. Drums. We want 2 bars. Actually, so this turnaround is a little different. The last bar is different. So I'm just going to take 1 bar and we're going to redo the drums because we got to wake up the band and say, hey, we're turning around. We're starting another 12 bars. So everybody wake up. So we're going to make a little different drum part for the turnaround. So I'm just going to copy 1 and we're going to copy it into the turnaround. Bar 1 copy. Here we go. All right, great. Let's check it out. There's drums. It should disappear. Great. Now let's go put the drums in for real. I'm on drums. Turn around, just making sure. Great. Let's go. Work on that 12th bar. That should wake them up. Okay, let's save that in case I mess up the snare. So the snare will go. Actually, for the snare, we might use some triplets in here or some 16th note. So let's go to timing correct. Let's bump this up to give us a little more room. Do it. Because I'm thinking we'll go dun, 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 something like that. So let's say even slow this down a little bit here. We go da 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 da. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Great. I'm gonna save that. Let's make another layer. We can speed this up too. Cymbal crashes. All right, that'll let the band know, okay, hey, we're turnaround's coming. All right, great. So we have all the parts we need to start building our 5 sequences. So let's do that next. So let's find an empty sequence. So there's an empty sequence. The very first one we should do is the 12-bar lyrics. So let's go lyrics. This is a 12-bar. It's good enough. Okay, so now I'm going to be using my map a lot to piece this together. So this is just a 12-bar blues. So let's build it. Let's set this up though. Okay, just like before. Drums, do it. Bass, do it. Fix that. That's the wrong program. There we go, Astro Bass. I didn't check the drums. Drums are good. Super important now. We're working on a 12-bar blues, so let's set this to 12-bar blues. And we can loop it. It's fine to loop the parts if we need to. But you have to set this to 12-bar or it's going to do some weird things. Okay, so let's lay down, well, we don't have to lay down anything. We're going to go steal parts. So we have lyrics set up. Let's go steal the 1. All right, now we're not going to use events because that, I mean, we could, but we'd have to do the drum track and then the bass track separately. But we can take the entire bar or the entire tract. I'm sorry, the entire sequence is what we're going to steal. We're going to steal the 1 sequence that we made, and we're going to bounce it into this sequence. So we're going to copy, but we're going to just copy bars from it. I wonder if we could steal the whole sequence. Because it's only 2. We probably could. I think we could. Let's try it. Sequence. Okay, we're going to copy. We want the 1. Oh, no, because I have to do more. Yeah, there's no way to do more. So, yeah, this is not the way to do it. Because we built it with 2 bars and we need 4 bars. So that's not going to work. So we need to go bars. We're going to steal the 1. Okay, it's going to... See, now this is different. So we're going to steal bar 1. Oops, what did I do? Did I do something? Nope, everything's still linked. Okay. Let's go to bars. We're going to steal the 1. First bar. And now it's not up and 2, but not including. Now it's including. The last bar we're going to steal is 2. That's all we can, and it won't let you go any further. Okay, what are we going to do with them? We're going to put them into lyrics. We're going to put them, strangely, it says after the. So we want it in bar 1, but after what comes before bar 1 is 0. So after bar 0 is bar 1. That's where it goes. And now we look at our map. So there's 4 bars of the 1. We only made 2, so we're going to have to double that. So that should do it. Okay, so now let's hit the replace. And let's try it. And there's no reason to do this slow anymore, because we're not going to be building anything for a while. Now it should go silent. Great, so we got the first 4 bars done. Let's just repeat. Let's go to copy some bars. Where are we going to get the bars from? Well, let's see. Let's look at our map. We're on we did bar 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're on bar 5 and 6. My map says we need 4 chord in there. So let's go find the 4. Okay. And again, we built these 2 bars. It's going into lyrics after. We want it in bar number 5, but if you read that carefully, that's not going to work because it says after bar. So confusing, Akai. Why? So after bar 4 comes bar 5, so that will correctly start that at bar 5. This is 2 measures long, so it'll be bar 5 and 6. Now, we certainly don't want more copies. We just want 2 bars because the 5th and the 6th bar are both the 4. That should do it. Replace. Let's go check it out. Okay. Hopefully the 4 will pop on now. Great. Okay, let's go. Let's keep on going. Let's copy some more bars. So my map says we're on the 7th and 8th bar. Those are both the 1 chord, so I need 2 bars of the 1 chord. Let's go to the 1. Let's grab, all we have is 2 bars. And this is the tricky part, lyrics, 12 bar. So we want it in bar 7, but that won't work because it says after bar 6. I know. It's Akai, not me. So that's the same as saying bar 7. 1 copy. Did I hit replace? I think I did. Let's try it. There's the 1. Okay. There's the 4. Here it comes. I don't think I hit it. No worries. Talking too much. Try it again. Let's say bars. Okay, let's steal them from the 1. 2 bars. It's going in lyrics. It's going in bar number 7. To get that, we have to say 6. 1 copy, replace. Now I hit it. Let's actually loop this on 4. There we go. Great. Set that back. Let's keep going. So now we got bar 7 and 8 done. Now comes bar 9. Okay, let's go. Bar 9, my map says bar 9 is the 5. So where's the 5? There's the 5. It's only 1 bar, we made it, right? So let's steal 1 bar of it. That's all we need. Hardest part is to figure out where it goes. My map says it goes in bar 9, or measure 9. But we know that's not right because after. So 9 comes before 8. So after 8 comes 9. Should work. Okay, let's try it from the 4th bar again. Okay, here comes the 9. 9th bar, we're looking right there. Great. Okay, let's keep right on going. Now we're going to put the 10th bar in, which is the 4. So I'm going to steal the 4. Great. Just 1 bar. Now this is 2 bars, this 4, but we just want 1 bar. So if you do that, it's going to mess it up. Okay, and it's going to go, my map says bar 10, which bar 9, 10 comes after bar 9. I know, seems silly, doesn't it? Replace. We should be good. We're starting from the 4. The 4 is just 2 bars of the 4. Bar 7 is the 1. 2 bars of the 1. Here comes 9. Here's what we just put in. Great. We are almost there. Let's put in the turnaround and we're done. So insert bars. Turnaround. Turnaround is 2 bars long. I'm looking at my map. Turnaround is bar 11 and 12. And it happens to be the 1 and the 1, but it's that special kind of bass sequence I did. Okay, great. So we got the turnaround. It's going into lyrics. It's going, my map says bar 11. So to get bar 11, we have to put bar 10. Hit replace. We should got it. We should have it. Let's just go from the 9 or from the 9. The pre-turnaround. Great. All right, we have our first sequence. So let's do another one. So that's the 12. And I mean, you can jump to the next part of this will be the song mode. So feel free to jump ahead. If you want to hang out with me, that's fine. It's going to take me a while to build this, but I'm going to do it. Okay, let's do an easy one. So let's do the solos now. These are also 12 bars, and it's really exactly the same thing. Do it. The kick was a little different on this, but for our purposes, that's fine. We still got to set it up. Drums. That's hooked up. Bass. That's messed up. Okay, everything's hooked up. Now the solos, it's exactly the same as the verse. So let's go steal the entire verse. Okay, so solo, let's steal the sequence. So we're going to steal from the lyrics, and we're going to put it in the solo 12. Okay. We can change the name here. I'll change the name after because it's going to erase the name. I'm copying this entire lyric sequence. Darn it. This thing is so touchy. Did it remember? No, it did not remember. We're going to steal the lyrics. We're going to put them into the solos. Okay. And let's just do it. Okay, now see what happened. Bar 5 was lyrics. Bar 6 was solos. But, I mean, we copied the entire sequence over, so I just need to go change the name again, and we're done. So this is solo. Just going to remind me it's 12 bars. Let's see if it works. You can trust me, it works. I'll listen to it all the way through. Great, solos are done. Okay, the next one. So Pride and Joy has 2 of the lyrics. The first bar is quiet. It's just the voice without anything except a little hi-hat going to keep time. So let's do that next. So let's go down to, this will be lyrics. This is actually just going to be 8 bars of the band, so I'll remember it like that. It's still 12 bars. Let's set it up. We got to set it up. Can't steal sequences without doing this, or things will mess up. Now that's messed up, right? Oh, that's because I messed up. That should be sequence 1 is drums. Okay, that's messed up. So, okay, we got those properly hooked. Let's go to sequence 2. We said that is bass. Great. That is Astro bass. Okay, so for the 8 bar, let's go steal a sequence and modify it. It's the best way to do that. So let's steal an entire sequence. Doesn't matter which one. Let's steal solos. We just made that. It's going to go into lyrics 8. And the name, we can correct the name right here. So let's try that. I've never tried this, but let's try it. Lyrics 8. Just put a little dash after it to see for our little experiment here. Let's see what happens. Okay, lyrics 8. So we stole it from 6. Solos is still there, working. Oh yeah, that worked good. Okay, now, so we need to get rid of those 4 bars. We don't need to get rid of them. We need to erase all the material on those first 4 bars to make this work. So let's go to pencil. Now we're going to use the erase, not the clear. That'll wipe the whole track out. No, we want to just erase. We want to erase. We're going to have to do this in 2 parts. We want to erase the drums. And now it's back to that weird nomenclature. So we want to erase the first 4 bars. So this has to be on 5. Remember, this is this is erase bar 1, 2, 3, 4, up to bar 5, but not including bar 5. Everything, do it. So that should be erased. Drums are gone. And now let's do the same for the bass. Erase. Lyrics 8, the bass, great. Bar 1 through 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, but not including 5. And yeah, let's erase that. Do it. Now it should be silent. Okay, great. So now we erased the first 4 bars because this is Stevie Ray's kind of solo. But there is something to keep time. So we have a hi-hat going to keep time, and we can add some stuff to it. So let's do that right now. Just to prove that it's quiet, let's play start and notice that the first 4 bars are quiet. It'll come in on the 5th bar, which will be the 4. Okay. So now while I'm working on the first 4 bars, I don't want to accidentally do anything to the 5th bar. So to protect it, let's just loop between bar 1 and bar 2. And let's lay down a hi-hat. Let me check my timing correct. We could even go lower than that because that was for those triplets. I'm not doing any more triplets, I don't think. Do it. Okay, let's lay down some drums. 2, 3, 4. I love my baby, my heart and soul. Love like ours won't never grow old. She's my sweet little thing. Make sure I didn't mess it up. Looks good. Heart and soul. Love like ours won't never grow old. Okay, great. Let's save that layer. Maybe I'll add a kick in there too. How about that? 2, 3, 4. I love my baby, my heart and soul. Love like ours won't never grow old. She's my. Make sure it came out right. Love like ours won't never grow old. Great. Let's save that. Let's add. Let's slow it down so we can add some cooler stuff in here. 2, 3. I love my baby, my heart and soul. Love like ours won't never grow old. So slow. Let's see if my timing is okay. Heart and soul. Toms. Love like ours won't snare. Great. Save that layer. Let's add some cymbal crashes in there just to make things more normal. Let's start that over. 2, 3, 4. Love my baby, my heart and soul. Love like ours won't never grow old. She's mine. Great. Now let's try the whole thing. I think that's good enough. Let's set that back to 12, so we loop the whole thing. I was singing in my head, love my baby, my heart and soul. Love like ours won't never grow old. She's mine. Let's listen all the way through just to make sure. Heart and soul, love like ours won't never grow old. She's my sweet little thing, y'all. Okay, great. We have our lyrics built. We have one more sequence to build, and that is the 12 bar and out. So Stevie Ray sings one verse, and then he takes it out. We're just going to keep it simple, but let's set it up. So it'll be, this is going to get erased, so doesn't matter what I call it. Just call it D for right now, because I'm going to have to rewrite that in a second. So the rest is the same. Drums. Great. That is not the drum program, though, is it? That's under the square. Okay, now let's go to bass. So many things you could screw up on this. Bass. Great. That's not the bass program. That's under the keys. All right, so we got drums. Let's check. Drums is hooked up right. Bass is hooked up right. All right, let's go fill this up. So this is just a 12-bar blues. So let's steal an entire sequence. Let's steal the lyrics 12, because it's just lyrics, and then the 12th bar is different. It's an out. And let's call it lyrics out, so we know it's the end. Lyrics out 12. Okay, let's steal it. Do it. Let's go check it out. Great. Make sure lyrics is still there. Yeah. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, I put it in the wrong one. I got that D in there still. That's fine, though. Let me show you how to get rid of that. So that won't confuse us. Let's just lay waste to that entire sequence. So clear. That'll just completely wipe out that sequence. So now that sequence will be empty. All right, so we have lyrics 8, empty sequence, lyrics 12. How do I put them back in order? Might as well show you that. Let's just copy that sequence. Let's copy the lyrics out, 12, and let's put it into 8. Just so we can keep them in order. Okay, so there's 7 lyrics. There's that 8-bar one we did. And then the lyrics out, and now we got 8 and 9 lyrics out. So let's just get rid of. I mean, you didn't have to do this, but let's clear that one. Yeah, clear it. And now we just have things more in order. Okay, so let's go through our sequences. There's lyrics 12 we built, solo 12, lyrics 8, and this is lyrics out. Great. Is that 4 sequences? I don't know, I lost count. Okay, let's build it. Well, we did build it, but we have to modify it a little bit. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to do on this, let me set that back to 112. Let's just erase that 12th bar and rebuild that. Keep it easy. So erase just the 12th bar. We're going to have to erase the bass and the drums. We can't, there's no mechanism to do this. 12th bar. And we need to do the drums. So now we should have a quiet 12th bar. And we don't need to go through the whole thing. Let's just go through from the 9. That's kind of the pre-turnaround. Great. So let's build it. Let's build the bass line first. So we're set on bass. We know we like to go to notes to do the bass. Very simple. There's the bass line for that way out. 2, 3, 4. Coming down from the 9th bar. Challenged myself, didn't I? Let's listen to that one more time. Something funky. No, that's good. Great. So now let's just put some drum stuff in there and we are done. Let's slow this down though, for goodness sakes. Don't need it that fast. Okay, let's go to drums. Hooked up right. Let's see. We'll put the kick in first. Full power. Oh, great. Okay, let's save those in case I mess something up. Let's put the snare in next. Coming down from the 9. I should have added that. I will add that. Is that good? That's fine. I mean, you can play with that and do whatever you want. And yeah, we're good to go. I'm just going to check. Now you can jump ahead because we're going to the song section, the song mode next. I just want to make sure this whole thing is okay. So let me give it one check. Whoops, get that at 12. Oops. Okay, let's loop the whole thing, 12 bars. Let's get it up to speed. Goodness sakes. Okay, here we go. And you can certainly spice this up, right? We could put little fills in here and there for the drum parts, and yeah, but this is good enough. Okay, last but not least, we have the outro. We need an intro. So let's do this intro. That's going to be disappeared here in a second. And let's set everything up. Track 1 is drums. Great. That's actually hooked up correctly. Track 2 is bass. Great. That is not hooked up correctly. Now it is. How come this isn't playing? It's too low. It's too low. Okay, so the intro is a 12-bar blues, but it's got an intro. It's got a 4-bar guitar solo intro. So all we need to do is, well, first let's steal, so we don't have to build the whole thing. So let's just go steal a sequence. We might as well steal the 12-bar blues because it is the whole first 12-bar, actually 12 plus 4 is 16. The first 16 bars is just a guitar solo intro. So let's go steal it from the guitar solo. That'll give us 12 bars. And sequence name, we're going to call this the intro, and this is a 16-bar intro. So intro be 16 bars. Intro 16 bars. Okay, do it. Let's do it. Stealing solo, copy content of solo, putting it right here. And let's see. We wanted it right. Yep, right 10. Okay, great. Do it. Okay, there it is. Now we need to insert some bars, though. And let me think about this a second. Yep, so it's just got a straight intro. So let's insert 4 bars. Insert. Now this time you have to actually insert bars. Number of bars. We're going to insert 4 bars. Before what bar? Before bar 1. That's how you put them in, slide them in before anything. Okay, so now when I go back and play this, we're 16 bars, we're looped. Should be quiet for 4 bars. Great. Okay, so what are we going to put in that first 4 bars? And let's protect it the rest of the song by just looping the first 4 bars. So it's that guitar solo. Boom. Then the rest of it comes in. All right, so we can just do some drums there. Let's do a kick, or let's do a hi-hat, just to kind of keep tempo for us. Yep, so let's do that really easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Get rid of that. Undo. Start it over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hear. Let's see if it's there. Crash. Okay, let's add some more parts to make it cool. Overdub. Let's put a new layer. Let's also slow this down to our kind of more comfortable level. 2, 3, 4. Crash. Okay. Crash. Okay. Do we need a kick in there? Kick. Yeah, we can put a kick. Let's protect it though. And let's speed this up too. I'm counting in my head. Nope, I didn't count right. 2, 3, 4. I think I just put a kick at the very start of it though. That's fine. Crash. I should have one more symbol in there. Let's put one more symbol. Crash. Crash. Okay, that's enough. That's it. That's the intro. Now there's one more thing. So when I'm playing the guitar, the band needs to have a count in, like a 4-bar kind of a click in. So let's make that now. I need to insert just one more bar to do that. So let's insert just one bar. We're going to insert it before the 1. Do it. Okay, let's make sure it's quiet, that first bar, and it is. Okay, so this is just going to be like a click, 1, 2, 3, rest, D, kind of a click in. So we'll use that for our click in, so the band and everybody knows when to come in. Yep, that's all I need to do. So let's put it in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let me erase that. I don't think I hit the stick. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Let's try it out. 2, 3, rest. D, 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 boom, 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 boom. D, 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 boom. D, 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 D. All right. That is it. We got everything. Okay. I'm just going to listen to this one time through. And you guys can jump to the next section. D, 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 rest. D, 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 D. Just humming the guitar part. Little solo here. Okay, great. We created the song Pride and Joy. We made 5 different sequences. And now we need to string those sequences together into a song. We're going to go out. We have a gig tonight, so we have to build this song. So how do you do that? So there's something called the song mode. If you go to menu and you go to song, we're in the song mode. Before I show you how to do this though, there's 2 pitfalls to this. I've used this. I've played a gig with this MPC and I know the pitfalls. And I haven't seen any other videos warn you about the pitfalls. So let's go back a step before we jump into that. They say, oh, it's so easy to set up the song mode, but it's not so easy maybe. It's not so easy making it right. So you need to, step 1, you need to make sure everything is in the same key. So I've actually transposed this into the key of E flat like it's supposed to be. So here's our sequences. There's our lyrics 12. So make sure you have the same transposition in every one of these, okay? So that's -1, that's good. Solo, -1. Lyrics 12. Intro, so we're good. If I want to change the key of the song, that's easy to do. Let's go back to the key of E. That was E flat. You have to go back in each one of these, and now our natural key is E. So we have to go back to every single one of these and fix it. Otherwise, whatever this transposition is, it'll play it in the song. So your song might be all messed up if you don't do that. Okay, and I recommend one more time. Let's look. I'll go back through, make sure transposition is off, so we're in the natural key of E. That's the key I recorded this and built this in. Great. The other thing you have to do, I strongly recommend that you do, is this loop has to be turned off. Okay, loop is off. I'll show you. I'll show you what can happen if you don't. It'll loop. Whatever you have here, you can't override this in the song mode. It'll loop in the song mode and mess your song up. So every single one of these, there's what it looks like on. Make sure you turn that off or you're going to, oh, that's not anyway. Okay. Turn them off. Well, that's not part of the song. Okay, so with those two things done, we're in the same key. All the sequences are in the same key. We have the loop function turned off. Now we're ready to go into the song mode. Menu, song. And now there's two ways. There's an easy way and a hard way to get your sequences in order, in the order you want. I'll show you the official way, and it's not the easiest, I don't think. Hit the insert button. That'll put when your sequence is randomly put it in there. Click on that, and then we want the intro. So then the only way you can get there, I don't think you can you just jump there? You have to turn the wheel, I think. Okay, there's 16 bar intro, great. That one is set. Let's do another one, hit insert. Okay, now let's see. Let's build this song. So it's an intro. Then comes a verse. See, it doesn't stick. Maybe they could fix that in the next version. So the only way you can get there is to turn the wheel. Lyric 12, great. Let's make a new one. Then we have the silent, the 8-bar lyric is next. I wish I could do that. Can't do it. Got to turn the wheel. Annoying. Okay, let's make another one. So this will be the solo. Okay, we need to make another one. Insert. And this will be the last one. There's a lyric out. There's the lyric out. Have to turn the wheel. Lyric out. And don't hit this again or you'll make another one and there's no way to get rid of it. You have to erase everything. No, actually, let's try. I think if I accidentally hit another one, I think I can hit delete and it's gone. So, okay, so let's play it. There's our intro. We have a 17-bar intro. We can control the speed. That's a third thing I should have said. You got to make sure that the metronome is set to global on all those sequences. And then you can change the tempo while the song's even going. Okay. Let's just watch it flip over once and trust me, it works. I mean, I can let it go for you. And I got it going too fast now just to get through it. There's a way to jump ahead. If I want to jump to the 8-bar lyrics, I can click sudden and it just jumps there. Or I can click next and it kind of figures when's the best place to come in. So I can suddenly jump to the end of it, or I can kind of ease into it by hitting next. Okay? So that's it. Now let me show you the easy way to do that. How do you get rid of all that stuff? I guess you could go delete, but you can just hit clear and everything's gone. Let me show you the easy way. Hit the record button. Right? It's not going to record anything, so don't worry. Now just tap and select. So we have an intro, then we have a 12-bar lyrics, then we have an 8-bar lyrics, then we have a solo, and I have my roadmap here, so I'm looking at my roadmap. I actually know this song so well. Then we have an 8-bar, and then we have a 12 and out. That's it. That's much easier, right? So hit the record button. It's much easier than doing it the other way. What else can we do? Well, we can give it a name by hitting the little keyboard here. Great. What else can we do? So I just stuck a USB thumb drive in the back of this thing. So how about let's export it and save it? We can do that as well. So hit the export button. Okay, and here's some options. You can, by default, it's going to export the entire song, but maybe you don't want the entire song. You want, for whatever reason, you only want the first 12 bars of it. You can do that. I would leave all this stuff at stock. You can, there's different file formats. There's, of course, FLAC, MP3, OGG. Yeah, there's a WAV in there, which is probably the best format. MP3 is fine because it's faster. You can choose different bit rates. Right? 320 is a good bit rate. Different sample rates. Great. So hit the export button. It's already named for us. So if you didn't name it in the song mode or in the song part, you'd have to name it here. And now you just select where you want to put it. So there's my, I mean, I don't know why, but I could drop it in there. I could drop it on the internal drive, which you don't want to do, but you could. I could make a new folder for it, or we can put it in D band as my my SD card, or my USB thumb drive. I could make a folder for it, test. Okay, and you can see in the little tree here, we're in D band /test, and we're dropping Pride in that folder. Click Save. And yeah, that's all there is to it. Not that complicated. Okay, great. It's all set. And you can trust me, it's on the thumb drive. You can plug that into wherever you want. And I guess we could go prove it. I could show you where it is. You guys know how to get out of this? Go back to home base. How would we go look for that? Well, how about go to browse, go to places. There's the D band. There's the new folder. Where's the new folder? Right there, test. Double click that. Oh, there it is. We could even play it if we wanted. I have to hold it down. There it is. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but all right. So great. And I didn't even save this project, but you know how to do that already. Okay, great. So I hope that this has helped somebody. It was a journey making this video. This is take 8. Spent 3 days making it. And again, I said that at the beginning, but if you have version 2.11.3, you won't be able to do this bouncing that I showed you. There's all kinds of gremlins. The new version, as of September 18th, 2022, is 2.11.4. Fixed all the gremlins, so awesome. All right. As usual, give me a thumbs up if you like it. Consider subscribing and leave any comments below, any suggestions how I could maybe make this better, or whatever else you want to say. I always read my comments. Okay, so take care. We'll see you in the next video.